Yeah.
We are back, the last word, and we're talking about the NBA trades that took place this year. Which ones are the most impactful? I like the Wizards. They rallied up, bringing in Trae Young. You know, that's a really good move on their behalf. The Cavaliers swapped Garland for Harden, and a nice little shake-up there. The Pacers strengthened up their front court by bringing in Zubac. And Jared Jackson is on his, he's left and he's in Memphis. No, sorry, Utah. Vucevic in Boston. He got moved to Boston. Um, you got Porzingis in Golden State. A lot of moves, a lot of moves. Karen, I want to ask you, what was the most impactful trade that you've seen this year?
Well, off the top, I'll first thing I'll say is I don't think none of the trades that were made for the at this deadline are going to impact a team winning the title or making it to the title. I don't see that. I don't see Harden leading the Cavs, helping the Cavs get to the title. I don't see Vucevic propelling the Celtics. I don't see no, so I don't see any of these deals. AD and Trae Young, they probably not even going to play this year. Who knows there? So I don't think any deal impacts this year's finals or has a role in that. But what I will say is that a lot of these deals will impact next season and what teams look like next year. And with that in mind, I have to say the Triple J deal to me is going to be the most impactful. Reason being, I see, and I'll say right now, the Utah Jazz will be in the play-in next year. Well, you thought I was going a little bigger?
That was
No. Don't get out of hand yet. Don't get out of hand. And I might change that. I might change that depending on how the draft falls. But I will say that they'll make the play-in next year. And with the front line of Kessler and Triple J and Markkinen, they'll actually let Markkinen play next year. And George, what a leap George has made, probably looking at the most improved player in the league potentially. And then at your two, you're going to have Ace in there or potentially one of those big three, one of the Peterson or the Banda, depending on if things go well to work out for them in the lottery. But man, I definitely see the Jazz as the most improved team next year in terms of win totals and definitely in the play. And so lock me in for that with the Jazz. And with that, Jazz fans gotta love what their GM's done.
You know what? I'm gonna disagree just a little bit. I'm gonna go with the most impact that a player is gonna make on their team this year is James Harden and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Simply because I seen the chemistry after one night. He just probably landed and says, okay, Donovan, you do what you do and I'll figure it out. And James led that team with his poise and just being a floor general. And Mobley, when he gets back, Allen, James, and Donovan Mitchell, man, they're coming out of the East, hands down. If New York can't get it together, they're coming out of the East.
Okay, just so
because of that front court.
I just have to get some clarification here. So, I no doubt I believe that Mobley and Allen are definitely going to benefit, see a spike in their numbers, their efficiency, and they're definitely going to feel way more involved in the team's offense. Even though it's funny to say that because Harden's such a dribble guy, but going to a new situation, he's definitely going to be playing nice and doing more to fit in. So those guys are definitely going to reap the benefits of that. But like the great Royce Jones once said, Jr. said, y'all must have forgot. Y'all must have forgot. Do we not remember playoff after playoffs after playoffs? No matter what city, what town, everywhere you go, no matter what you know, you see the same Genius. All of his beauty. Listen, you know it's going to come. That playoff series is going to come. and James Harden is gonna no-show. In the biggest moments, he's either not gonna be willing to take shots, he's not gonna defend. We all remember those Houston days with the Ole defense, and we all remember in Philly, where did he go? Where did James go? Where did he go?
What? Yeah, James.
He forgot to show up.
James, he did forget to show up, but guess what? He's grown up. He knows he's playing for a contract. And you know when James is playing for a contract, that's usually when he's at his best.
And I don't doubt that you're going to see some of the juju. Maybe you'll get a round out of it. Maybe two.
36 years old. They have to do it this year.
The East, I'm sure at least that first series, you're going to get some good out of James. It's going to make you start potentially believing, and then it will happen. But the second round happens. You come across a team like the Pistons or the Celtics who got a little
mojo,
who got a little sandpaper to their game. And oh boy, you will see as quick as he came, as quick as he'll go. And then I'll call this right now as well. If things go sideways, James will find his way out of Cleveland. All right. So hopefully, again, I'm assuming they have some type of agreement. So even if it's just a guarantee next year in full, but when that time comes for that money to come again, I'm sure he'll come up with another scheme and plot. Actually, I was thinking about it. James Harden, after his career is over, he will be the greatest consultant available to mankind. If you're a superstar and you want to get out of town, you hired the James Harden firm. He'll create a plan for you how to get you out of town within 10 days, guaranteed.
Well,
whether it's show up fat, whether it's go to the strip club and don't come back, whether it's call out your GM, he'll have a great plan for you. Great job.
Big game, James.
Absolutely Harden. A job waiting for him when he's done.
Well,
consult to the stars.
I hear what you're saying, and you nailed it. I'm just saying this is his probably last opportunity to make a big run.
In reality, yeah, probably.
It's on a good team.
But again, his game in reality ages very well, because it's nothing. Even like Kawhi as well. These guys' game is gonna age very well. There's nothing there's no overexertion of energy. He's working, he's going at his own pace. Yeah. He's manipulating. He's able to get to where he wants to.
We also understand that father time does come for everyone. And at 36, it could just be.
He doesn't play defense anyways. Who cares? He can go out there. Hey, he can always end up in Sacramento or something for another couple of years and just knock it around, score some meaningless buckets. Hey, and look pretty decent doing it.
I don't believe that. Yeah. I think James is going to get a 3-year, at least $120 million contract with a player option for the third year. I believe that they will make some big pushes this year. Once they do come out the East, if they don't come out the East this year, Cleveland Cavaliers will be a landing spot for a superstar wingman, and they will say, hey, if I'm going to go anywhere and try to win something, I'm going to go to Cleveland. I got James, I got Donovan, I got two big men in the middle. All I got to do is go there and just fit in. Defensively, if they need me to chip in on offense, I can do that as well. I'm telling you right now, Cleveland will be a good destination for somebody looking to win a title. And you know it, coming out the East.
I thought I knew you were going to land that plane with LeBron James heading it home.
Well, guess what? That would be the ultimate title. If he brings that home, if he ends up in Cleveland, which is, it's highly possible. It could happen that way.
It could
finish his career home, and for a fairy tale ending story, LeBron is that kind of dude, but he will make the demand that I'm not coming on my own. You got to make room for two because Bronny's coming home. And guess what? If they do that, that would be the first father-son championship. Imagine that. Bron James winning a championship with James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, and the two towers inside the post. It is possible. You think about that player I just described. LeBron James kind of just fit that mold. You know it.
It's not a bad team, but let's be honest. Boston will be back running at full go. Detroit ain't going nowhere. They're looking probably to add and get better. So that to me already puts Cleveland maybe third best, fourth with the Knicks depending. So it's no easy ride for these teams that are not named Boston and Detroit, and even those teams have a uphill battle in the East.
Yeah, but I'm very optimistic.
So, question to you now, just to throw something at you. We discussed the most impactful. Now, I looking at this trade deadline, something became very evident to me, is that there's a lot of franchises that I don't know if they just don't have a plan, don't seem to have any clear direction, haven't figured out how to create a team that can compete or a semblance of that. And I wrote down a couple of teams here, but I'm gonna throw it to you first here. Who's fumbled the ball the biggest in this coming up this trade deadline, or just this trade deadline passing?
Well, I have to go with the Toronto Raptors. I think they were in a great position to really make a big push this playoffs. Scotty Barnes, an all-star. B.I., Brandon Ingram, is an all-star, but wasn't named an all-star because Pascal, in last place, his team's in last place, managed to get on the all-star team, which is, again, maybe the same voters that were voting for the NFL Hall of Fame was voting for the voters to get into this year's all-star team. I don't know. It could be something of that kind of reason why Pascal Siakam is in the all-star game and Brandon Ingram isn't. Now you got you got B.I., you got Scotty Barnes, you got R.J. Barrett, you got Quickly, you got a young core of guys that are really playing hungry this year. I'm thinking that if they had a big man, because Pirtle can't stay on the court, if they had a big man, they're like 2 or 3 games out of second place. If they had a big man that can help them win a few games, I mean, the sky's the limit. Anything can happen in any series, and this could have been a magical year, like 2019 when we won the title. Had they just put something in place that could sort of make them more, sure of themselves going into the playoffs. Being weak at the center position, they're leaving themselves open for failure at that position because teams can strategize for that for sure.
Wow, I'm surprised you went with the Raptors, but it after thinking about it, you know what? It does make sense because they're a team with the potential to actually make some noise this year in the playoffs. And their GM deciding to play it safe, which on the other hand I can understand as well, right? If you went in on, say, a Sabonis deal, right? It looks and sounds nice, but the reality is your ceiling is capped once you have Sabonis as your center. You have a guy now you've committed to who can't protect the rim, who's constantly picked on in pick and rolls, and people are attacking, and yeah, he's a solid rebounder and a guy who can create and distribute, but the Raptors don't necessarily need that from their center. Their center, they need a rim protector and a rebounder above all.
Yeah.
And so I can respect the fact that you didn't want to commit to making a bad move as well, right? And going for someone like a Sabonis, but at the same time, there were other centers out there, like real centers with size, right? They ended up trading for
Jackson Davis.
What's the name, out of Golden State. But again, he's another undersized center. Right?
6'8", 6'9". Now, I was shocked that Golden State was able to pick up Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, why couldn't we get him? Didn't we have the assets to pick him up?
But again, that's the risk you're taking, right? A guy you're picking up that can't play. Now you have 2 injured centers, right? Yeah. So I get that. It's tough. It was hard to fit. Again, Anthony Davis getting injured takes that option off and what we see what he went for. But the real hindrance on the Raptors is the fact that the general manager, for some reason, re-upped Jakob for so many years. for a backup level center or bare minimum starting center. He has like there's no urgency to re-sign him. That's a guy you sign literally on the last day or nearing the end of the time to his contract is up. You're not out in front of an extension on a guy like that. And now it's him. It's handcuffed him and this organization from making any moves that could have really catapult this team into being into the mix of winning the East.
It looks like you
So
really
once
want
again,
to call for the general manager's job because
honestly, I'm
he's
on
not
it, man.
really making
I know
the
a
right.
lot of people are looking at it that the Raptors are overachieving and I get it, but at the same time, you got to be honest and say that it was him that signed up these two contracts that have really hindered any movement of any meaningful players, whether it's Quickly and Jakob, right? So you got it. Yeah, you give him you give him some praise for what he has done correctly, but you also got to point out where he's made a huge flaw, and that huge flaw is really hampered any opportunity that the Raptors have, especially this year when the East is at its lowest. Now you're not able to capitalize on that. So
Wait. He did one thing. Sorry. We picked up Chris Paul. CP3.
oh
So
boy.
don't oust your general manager just yet.
We'll even put
He
on a
picked up
Raptors jersey.
Yeah.
He won't even put it on.
He again, I'm just going to say I'm very disappointed. I love the Raptors dearly, and for this not to be addressed going into the postseason, like who are we going to look to grab boards? Like, I don't know.
It's going to be an issue. Again, it's going to be an issue because and if you watch enough Raptors games and if you've paid attention, it's the rebounds, then the second opportunities, and then those threes that are are inevitable.
I thought
It's ending the defensive possession. Also the Raptors, when they go into the playoffs, you're not going to be able to generate the amount of fast breaks points that they live off right now in the regular season.
When I know it was over?
It's going to be a different team. So we got to be honest about certain things.
Kai, I went to the game last week and I saw Minnesota Timberwolves come into town, and it's like Anthony Edwards was smiling at me from in the stands because the very first tip-off, I'm looking at Scotty Barnes facing Rudy Gobert for the tip-off. I'm like, come on. Like, we can't win.
It's going to catch up to them. It's going to catch up to them. Hopefully, Jakob, again, according to reports, he should be back shortly, potentially even before the All-Star game. So we will see
We're
that.
We're not banking on that. He's out of shape, soft tissue issue again. He's going to go.
He's going to have to work himself back.
It's going to be difficult.
Playoffs come, hopefully, if he stays healthy, at least hopefully that concern will be addressed. But to me, I don't view Jakob as a starting center on a contending team. So
there you go.
Yeah, he comes back, but now you really are just having one 7-foot guy out there.
Oh boy.
And that's at least something. Yeah.
Can we bring back Marc Gasol? Can we bring back like?
Marc Gasol's sitting down in wine vineyards and living his best life. What do you?
Even Coloco's on a team out there somewhere.
Oh gosh, come on, Coloco's buried on somebody's bench.
I don't know.
Are we that far gone?
Well,
what
are we?
Again. Hey,
it's getting close.
The Raptors didn't anticipate having this type of season, so I can understand that, and I can respect the fact that you don't want to get tied into more bad money and bad deals with guys who are gonna not move the needle.
You can't just sit down and not make moves, though. This is a league of what have you done for me lately.
I think they could have made better small moves
than
what they end up doing. Yes. But you never know what teams are really starting to ask for and how that works out. But
like even a Landale from Memphis, we could have picked up Landale. Landale went for literally nothing. We could have picked up Landale. Landale would have been goal for us. He knows how to pass. He can shoot the three. He can spread the court. Like, come on, Landale. We could have picked him up. We could have picked up Landale. Yeah, now you see what I'm saying?
But again, you never know with the internal player personnel guys who they
How
like.
aggressive were you? How bad did you really want to make a move? Or were you trying to save dollars and cents and just
Again, you
say
gotta just remember
the Raptors are
some
overachieving,
some
the
GMs
seats are
just
being
won't
filled?
negotiate with other GMs too, right? They don't.
I'm
Like
sick and tired of these
any
Raps. But I'll
relationship,
still
right?
support
Certain
them.
people you don't, or you're just gonna give a harder time, and you're not taking calls from them, or you're gonna over ask from that GM. So those interworkings again behind the scene, we just don't know, but we do know that the Raptors potentially missed the chance at making
Well,
having a better opportunity to make a deep run this year.
Well, let's hope that something happens because as it stands, the Cleveland Cavaliers were willing and ready to make a bold statement. They traded their Darius Garland for James Harden, and they're prepared to spend the big money to get James Harden. And those are the kind of moves that we know, the aggressive moves that champions are made from.
Most definitely.
Just like we're seeing in New York. New York went out and they put together a team. It's just a culture. I think Cat's the reason why they are in that state, but that's just me. But we need to be aggressive. You think that Triple J in Utah is going to be the most impactful by being a play-in team? We'll see.
But hey, when you're talking about coming from one of the bottom teams in the
No,
league,
that's a big move. That's a big move.
and hey, again,
And you know what? We might even
year,
be surprised. They might even end up like 6, 7.
I don't project.
It's
I don't
possible.
see that I don't see that for next year. The year after that, I would say they're right in the mix with all the top teams.
They got a great backcourt, and they got one of the best front courts now. So with Kessler coming back, Triple J, Nurkic is there,
We'll see.
Marketing's there.
It
Could be something special.
It could be a lot of good things. Well, a team that jumped out to me was actually two, because they pretty much are like the same thing. Sacramento and Chicago.
Oh.
Like I look at especially Sacramento. Like Chicago made trades, right? And they're on the opposite end. They're trading, but with with an intention, or with a set goal. Like they're just trading to get guards, trading to get guards. Who knows what their end game is? And again, like many Raptor fans or people in Toronto can recognize this being mediocre, being in that don't make the playoffs, but you're not the bottom of the league. Those 4 or 5 years where the Raptors would just finish outside the playoffs, and what does that do for your franchise? You suck, but you don't suck enough, right? So you can't change your team with the draft. You're not a destination where free agents want to come. You're in no man's land. And Chicago is in no man's land. The worst place to be in the NBA. So they got to figure out whether it's next year, because the league and the new rules, you're not getting big stars in free agency just we signing. That's so rare now. You have to trade for these
teams,
guys.
but Chicago's not that team. Chicago's still considered one of the biggest markets out there.
But again, look around.
It is a big market.
How many off seasons do you see big stars moving to a different franchise? I don't see it.
No, it doesn't. I don't see it no.
Because again, their dollars are going to be less.
You're right. They've got to have some direction.
Sign with their team, and then get traded. All right. So right away, that puts Chicago out of the mix of any opportunities of turning things around. They have to commit to tanking next year and just bottom out. Bottom out. All right? You have Brusseles and you have Giddey, if you want to believe in those guys, and everything else is just, hey, we're just going to rock this year out. We don't care. Do whatever you need to do, limit their minutes, whatever, and guarantee yourself the bottom. It's probably the wrong year. Who knows if there's a talent even worthwhile doing that for available in the 27 draft. But they got to figure out a plan. As for Sacramento, oh my gosh. How did you let the trade deadline pass and still have Sabonis, Levine, this guy is the ultimate don't give a what about effort player in the league.
Ben Simmons 2.0.
Oh my gosh. But you know what? At least he can still score. So he knows enough to make sure that he scores enough points to look like hey, I should still make this money. DeRozan, sorry to say, but man, oh man, I was really hoping and thinking that he was gonna find a spot, maybe as a sixth man or so on a playoff team. Didn't get that done. Westbrook, again, like he's revived like his feel in Sacramento. As a guy who could score and move the ball, he's still got great energy. And hey, on a team, in the right role, again, can contribute. How in the world did this franchise not move any of these guys? Malik Monk, even.
Malik Monk
They
is
moved
crying
none
for
of these
something.
guys.
Yeah. You know what? And I said it earlier.
And they're tanking.
I said it early in a previous
Or they
episode
just
that
suck. I don't even know.
your success is based on the franchise that holds your keys. And right now, if you're playing in Sacramento, the Beam, come on, that is done. Like
that beam needs to get charged because
yeah,
man, they haven't
you
used
said
it
it best,
long.
man. DeRozan should have been gone.